How to teach noun to primary grade children video series number 10. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where we dive into engaging and creative teaching strategies. Today we are exploring a fun and interactive activity called Noun Charades. This game is a fantastic way to help students understand and remember nouns while having a great time. Charades is a classic game that most of us have played at some point, and it's always a hit with kids. By adapting it to focus on nouns, we can make learning grammar not just educational but also incredibly enjoyable. Let's get into how you can use noun charades in your classroom. In noun charades, students will make turns acting out different nouns without speaking, while the rest of the class tries to guess what noun they are acting out. The nouns can range from animals and everyday objects to more abstract ideas depending on the age group and skill level of your students. The purpose of this activity is to help students visualize and internalize the concept of nouns through physical activity and creativity. Acting out nouns help them think about the characteristics and actions of different nouns, making the concept much more memorable. For example, a student might pretend to be a lion by mimicking a roar and showing claws, or they might act out the noun book by pretending to open and read one. The key is to get them moving and thinking about how to represent the noun they are given. To set up noun charades, you will first need to prepare a list of nouns appropriate for your class. Write each noun on a separate slip of paper and place them in a hat or a bowl. The nouns can be tailored to suit the learning level of your students. For younger children, use simple nouns like dog, cat, or apple. For older students, you can include more complex or abstract nouns like freedom or technology. Once your nouns are ready, explain the rules to your class. Tell them that each student will have a turn to pick a noun from the bowl and act it out in front of the class without speaking. Their classmates will try to guess the noun based on their actions. To keep the game organized and ensure every student gets a turn, you could go in alphabetical order or have a charades leader who calls up the next student. Encourage students to be supportive and not shout over each other when guessing. As students act out their nouns, encourage them to think creatively about how to represent different actions or characteristics of their noun. For example, if the noun is car, they could pretend to steer a wheel or make honking noises. This creativity not only makes the game more fun but also helps them connect with the material in a deeper way. After everyone has had a turn acting out their noun, it's important to review the activity and discuss what was learned. This will help reinforce the concept of nouns and provide a great opportunity for peer learning. Start by asking the class to recall some of the nouns that were acted out. You can write these nouns on the board under the heading Nouns We Learned Today and ask the students questions like what were some of the most challenging nouns to guess, or which actions helped you figure out the noun quickly. This discussion will help students reflect on their learning process. Encourage students to share why they choose certain actions to represent their nouns. For instance, ask, why did you decide to flap your arms like wings for the word bird? How did acting out sunshine help you understand it as a noun? This will help them articulate their thinking process and learn from each other's strategies. It's a good time to provide feedback and clarify any misunderstandings. If a student chooses a difficult noun, discuss as a class what other actions might have represented it better. This will help students think critically about their choices and learn how to adapt their actions in the future. This discussion phase is also an excellent opportunity to introduce new vocabulary. If a noun was unfamiliar to some students, take the time to explain what it means and why it fits into the category of nouns. This not only broadens their vocabulary but also reinforces the noun concept. Once the discussion is over, encourage your students to reflect on what they have learned. You can ask them to think about which nouns were easy or difficult to act out and why. This helps them process their experience and reinforces the learning objectives. To extend the learning, consider having students create their own list of nouns for a future game. They could draw these from books they are reading or topics they are studying in other subjects. This not only reinforces the concept of nouns but also integrates learning across the curriculum. You can also add a writing component to this activity. Ask students to write sentences or short paragraphs using the nouns they acted out. This helps them apply what they have learned in a different context and reinforces their understanding of how nouns function in a language. Noun charades can be easily adapted for different age groups and learning levels. For younger students, you might choose simpler nouns and give more direct guidance on how to act them out. For older students, you could introduce more abstract nouns or even adjectives to expand the activity. For older students, you could also incorporate a time limit for each charade to make the game more challenging, or have them act out compound nouns or noun phrases. This not only makes the game more engaging but also helps them develop more advanced language skills. If you're working with a large class or want to encourage teamwork, consider having students work in pairs or small groups to come up with their actions. This promotes collaboration and allows for more creative and complex representation of nouns. And that's how you can implement noun charades in your classroom. This activity is a fantastic way to make learning about nouns fun, engaging, and memorable for your students. Plus, it's easily adaptable to different age groups and skill levels. I encourage you to try this activity in your classroom. It's a great way to reinforce the concept of nouns while allowing students to be creative and active. I would love to hear how noun charades works in your classroom. So please share your experiences in the comments below. Thanks for listening. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe to the channel for more teaching tips and activities. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Keep inspiring those young minds, and I'll see you in the next video.